There is no man that can live here on earth and, is living as a spirit man, and then his full is fine. In fact, if any man attempts to be a spirit man, 100% spirit man, and is not a physical man, that such a person will be out there stark naked, walking stark naked. Because the reality is, if you are seeing heaven, you are seeing what's happening in the spiritual, you cannot see what is happening on earth. You are definitely not going to be acting like us. Life is 100% physical, 100% spiritual. I heard that from a minister yesterday, and it fits what I wish to speak about today. Because many a time, some of us who have grown under ministers who taught us to wait and wait on God, which is good. I have learned to wait on God, and they that wait on God shall renew their strength. Your strength will go low, but you will renew it. Wait. While some other, later when I now, as a mature Christian, as I, met my mentor and spiritual leader, that was when I now learned this other aspect, that there are people who go, while there are some of us who wait, there are those who go. You go, and then if God says don't, that's when you stop. If God says don't, that's when you stop. So what am I getting at? You cannot be totally connected to the spirit and be even downloading every day what God is doing and only want to operate it in the spirit. You must come down and operate in the physical. Every single thing that God is doing with you and showing you and all must come to the physical, must materialize into products, into something tangible for human beings to use, or else it is useless. What is the essence of all the spirituality if it does not come down to affecting, physical lives? And so God will give it to you. I think here on this program, I have taught something on don't leave it to God. Anything you leave to God will be left undone. Because when God has finished all his parts in it, and it has come down from heaven and gotten to earth, the answer has gotten to you. That is the beginning of the physical journey. It must be implemented in the spirit. In the physical. It must be implemented in the physical. A minister said, look, obedience and alignment is all that you need when it comes to God. Obedience and alignment. He wants to show you what needs to be done. He wants you to align with what he wants done. After that, when you come to the earth, you need creative thinking. You need creativity, to make it, come to the people. To make people accept what you are saying. To me, of course, there is the anointing of God on you. There is the, all that. But, that which you are going to bring to the earth, you now need some creativity to bring it to the people. If you decide that God has shown you something and you stay in your room and you decide to do nothing about it, and you are vibrating or praying, keep praying and expecting that it will get to where God has sent you to, it will not. So you need creative thinking, creativity to bring it to people that God has sent you to. So to receive from God, as I said, you need obedience and alignment. But when it comes to bringing it to people, that is when you need creativity. If you make the mistake of leaving it to God, I am reiterating this, make the mistake of leaving anything to God, you will be making the mistake of you waiting on God when God is waiting on you. For as long as God has said, okay, go. The moment God has approved of it and God has said, go, don't wait for him again. Don't wait for him. Don't wait for him to come and do something about something he's waiting on you to do something about. So you need to be. He said, there's a scripture in Job 32:8. It says, there is a spirit in man. There's a spirit in man. The inspiration of the Almighty giveth him understanding. The inspiration of the Almighty is to give you understanding, to know how to use that thing in the physical. See, this inspiration of the Almighty comes not only to the believers. You see, musicians are a typical example, and those who write novels, scripts that you read, you know, or for film production, all that. Go ask them. Some of them, when they are on weeds like this, when they are on their this whatever, and they are inspired, you know, because there's a spirit in man. There's a spirit in man, whether a believer or non-believer. There's a spirit in man. And then some of them will even tell you it's when they are on weeds that they connect the most into the spirit, you know. So, and then the inspiration comes. When inspiration comes, they begin to write. They begin to write. It begins to come out flawlessly. Heaven is connecting with earth. The spiritual is connecting with the physical world. But if they don't write, if they don't put it down, that inspiration is gone. Bam. Just like you know, the things I teach, you know, here, the things that I share, you know, they come by inspiration. And then when it's coming, if I make the mistake to, you know, I'm receiving what to, you know, I mean, the thing is coming to me, and I don't quickly pen it. I don't quickly put down what came to my mind, the idea that came to my mind. It will be lost. It will be lost just in about 10 seconds. I won't remember exactly what it was that came, because it's in the spirit, you know, and it's so easy to lose. I to come out and I'll be trying and say, what? The physical is as essential as the spiritual. In fact, you can live physically and be a physical person and do everything physically and be okay. You cannot do everything and say you are a spirit person, you are spiritual, you are doing everything spiritual, and you are okay. So you must bring your spirituality to bear on the physical. You must bring your spirituality to bear on the. If because of your spirituality, you are doing your leg like this, you are walking on the earth like, you know, the earth wants to stain you, the world wants to stain you, the way you are doing, you know, you cannot mingle, you cannot do anything, and you know, your hair is different, your everything is different, you tie your hair, tie everything good. If it still allows you to function where you are called to function. But if you make everything about receiving from God and staying there, you stay spiritual and all that, then you might as well be gone and, you know, go and be with God. If that's all there is to you, you might as well go and be with God. The essence of all that God is doing in the spirit is so that you can be useful in the physical, so that it can come to bear on the physical. The essence of what God is doing in the spirit with you, 100% of all God is doing in the spirit with you, is so that it can come to bear on the physical. So you don't leave it to God to come and do it. Oh, you have seen this. If you have seen something that God is promising, you have seen it very clearly. The next thing is to be looking at, how does that become a reality on earth? How can I be part of making that a reality on earth? Not for you to think, I've seen it. When we get to heaven, me and God will talk about this. Oh, when I get to heaven, there's so much to talk about with God. Yes, there's so much to talk about with God. There's so much pleasure in just being in his presence and all. But if he's showing you here, know that it is in your hands. In the physical manifestation of anything depends on his people, on people who see, you understand, and bring it to bear on earth. So it's 100% physical. It's 100% physical. And this is something that I believe the Lord will want you to hold very dear today. When God has shown you, go. Don't leave it to God, you know, to put movement in your legs. Move. Now, when God has shown you to do, or you in your spirit you sense that it's a go now, you can do it. Don't, you know, don't now be waiting for something else from God to make you to move. Move. Put all your heart into it. Let me give an example of in times of war. Jonathan in the Bible, you know, there was a time he was asking God. He didn't know, you know, there was this, the Philistines were gathered against Israelites. And so he did not know how to approach this. And so he wasn't sure God wanted them to, but all the crowd, they were afraid and he didn't want to be part of them. So he went alone to a mountain, to a place where he could see the people. He said, God, I just want to know if you want us to fight. If you want us to fight, give me this sign. If I see the sign, I will go and fight. And God gave him the sign to go ahead. Here is it. It was just him it was just him and his armor bearer, and the two of them went against a whole army. Here's the thing. Now imagine them going against an army, and every 5 minutes they are stopping to ask God, are we still going on? God, is it okay to be fighting? When swords are passing around their necks like this and all that, it is just that picture you should have in mind when you are going ahead with what God has asked you to do. That if he says go, then go with all your might, like that person who is on the battlefield. You know, that even though God has told him, go, I will give you victory, he dares not just do like this and say, God is giving me victory. Lest somebody will just use the sword to take his head off. So don't do it. Don't leave it undone, and don't do it half-heartedly. Once God says go, it is go. When God says go do it, go do it. 100% spiritual, 100% physical. While God is in charge of the 100% spiritual, you are in charge of the 100% manifestation. Go and address that. Go and bring out your creativity and all to make that which God has shown you in the spirit manifest. Thank you very much. It's been morning dew again. Let's see tomorrow.